So, negative call-out videos get a lot of engagement, don't they? Which is why today we'll be doing one of those. But, unlike the people we're talking about today, I'd like to stay a little bit grounded, because these people are clearly not grounded over at reddit.com/r/FakeDisorderCringe. This is a group of people that like to they like to be the arbiters of who is truly TM, mentally ill, and act like this is some sort of public service. And if you couldn't tell by the snideness, I don't think that that's what they're doing. It feels like it's just cyberbullying children and neurodivergent people for the crime of existing and doing the exact thing they pretend to be fighting against, which is perpetuating ableism. Okay, so Meat Sack Riley was a little bit harsh in that opening. And because it's the right thing to do, I'm going to be a little bit charitable and try and find anything that the fine individuals over on Fake Disorder Cringe are actually right about, or, you know, do well. But yes, they're right about one thing, which is to say they are right about there being a lot of misinformation about mental health on social media. This is, in fact, a pretty well researched topic. There was recently a study out about TikTok in particular and how ADHD is discussed and portrayed on TikTok. And spoiler alert, it's bad. Literally 51% of the videos on TikTok in the top most viewed ADHD videos are misleading, and a further quarter of them are just personal anecdotes that aren't actually useful. So, woo, Fake Disorder Cringe does have one thing that they are right about. And I guess, yes, phone bad, rah rah, boomer, why phone, no book, why can't I turn the page by swiping in a real book, yada yada yada. That I agree with that. People are too uncritical about, as people better than me have labeled it, their internet corruption. Personally, I consider it as kind of like a transhumanist thing of melding with technology in a way that people don't intuitively think of, but that's what's happening. And I think that's not inherently a bad thing, but the monetization thereof is the bad thing, and people not critically examining it is bad. And I don't think Fake Disorder Cringe comes at it from that angle per se, but by doing the wrong math, they arrive at the reasonable conclusion. So, woo. The one other thing that technically right about, but not in an accurate way, let's say, is that people that are faking mental disorders are taking away resources from truly TM, certified mentally ill gamers. And there is a small grain of truth. Tiny, very, very. You need a very good microscope to see it, but it's there. And that grain of truth is that, yes, people faking it are technically, if they try and get, you know, medical assistance with faking it so they get legitimacy, yeah, maybe they are taking away resources. But there's a big but, because I said it was a tiny, minuscule grain of truth. First off, someone that's faking a mental disorder does have something wrong with them, right? It could be as simple as they need attention that they're not getting otherwise, because humans want attention, or they genuinely just are mentally ill and what they're faking is not what they actually have. But it's like, if people are taking away resources that are clearly not finite, right? The solution isn't to strongly restrict who is able to access those resources. The answer is to make society itself more accessible, right? And this is where I strongly diverge from Fake Disorder Cringe. And really, I personally am of the opinion that cyberbullying children is bad. But in order to fight that, I'm going to lift up and I guess, platform things that we should be doing instead of just dunking on fake Twitter cringe endlessly. So, if you have been watching my channel, you'll know that I am obviously trans, but in addition to that, it says right here that I may or may not be autistic based on a long story, but no, I'm not diagnosed, and that doesn't matter because at the end of the day, does it really matter if I have a piece of paper that tells me I'm autistic, or does the fact that I am very prone to having a special interest that I obsess over and keep returning back to say that better? But anyway, here's the deal about that. Part of the reason why I don't have a diagnosis is because it would actually impact me being able to get transition-related healthcare as a trans person. What, you may ask? What does that mean? Well, I had a wonderful experience with the mental health system here in Australia, where somebody suggested to my wonderful face that actually, no, you're not trans. Wait until you are 25 and testosterone has ravaged your body because it's not the right hormone for you. It's good for men, but not for you. And instead, you're autistic. That's why body hair makes you cry. That's why facial hair makes you cry. That's why the thought of dying as a man is fucking terrifying, and why you feel comfortable doing this. Isn't that fun? So, if I had that diagnosis there, I probably would have been gatekept even more, which is stupid. We should make healthcare accessible to all kinds of people instead of trying to gatekeep random people for being the wrong kind of mentally ill. Because at the end of the day, everybody deserves support. Who cares if we add subtitles to all videos as like a courtesy, right? Because it's not just people that are deaf that would love subtitles. What's the big deal if we add subtitles and more people are able to use videos to learn? Okay? That's not a bad thing. And what if, right? Stay with me here. What if we don't gatekeep people? So, what am I going to end off on to make it a bit hopeful? I think stuff like fake disorder cringe irks me because it's something that tears down at communities that people build around being different, right? Sometimes being different is being neurodivergent. Sometimes being different is being deaf. Sometimes it's a million other things, and it's not a disability or disorder of any kind. And that's okay. Everybody deserves community. Everybody deserves to feel seen. And instead of making communities where we make fun of people in an acceptable way, why don't we lift everybody up instead? Let's spread love instead of spreading snide comments about, oh, this person doesn't present dissociative identity disorder in the way that I, a person that doesn't have it, thinks is the right way. Yeah, no, but seriously, I saw them complaining that somebody that they said was faking DID was referring to themselves as we, and nobody with DID actually does that. And as a person that actually knows at least a couple people that do have DID and diagnosed as such, they do actually do that sometimes. It's a person by person thing, or well, system by system thing. Spoilers! There's 1,000,001 different ways for people to actually present DID, and it takes an expert to actually tell you if it's DID or some other cause for plurality. People are dumb. But we shouldn't focus on the dumb people. We should focus on lifting up everybody. Even the dumb people, I guess. Because everybody deserves to be loved. Everybody deserves to feel wanted, to feel part of something. And for some people, it can be maladaptive. Sure, you can find other people that like making fun of mentally disabled or mentally disordered or just weird people. And for some people, it's finding other people that share experiences, be it of being trans, being queer in general, being neurodivergent, or just being fans of, fuck, I don't know, Dungeons and Dragons. That's a topical one, isn't it?